All right, this is Randalicious, and welcome to Hexis podcast number 43. So, for those of you guys who are in the Twitch chat, if you put in the chat $ submit and then a topic, we'll collect some of those and answer them at the end. If you're watching a YouTube video of this, check out the description. In there's going to be a link to where you can submit a topic for the 44th Hexis podcast. Now, let's get it going. I'm Randalicious, and I'm the leader of Hexis.
I'm Aubrey, working on rank 1 stored HP.
I'm Ace2cool, and I'm a staking addict.
I'm Abra, and I'm waiting on my animated sapling.
Matto, not American.
I am Pawz, soon to be max free to play.
Yep, 5 out of 6 Americans. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so the first thing that we're going to be talking about here is the timeline of updates in old school versus the timeline of updates from RS3. So what do you guys think about the rate at which old school has been progressing in comparison to what RS3 did? Was there anything that stuck out to you the most?
For me, I noticed that a lot of game changers were added to the live game before, like in 2008, summoning already was there. Free trade was removed. DMI was added in 2007. Purple Beast 2008. Wars 2009. I mean, there's a lot of game-changing, very big updates that came on early. And if you look at old school, there hasn't been a lot of game-changing updates besides like Grand Exchange, Zulra, God Wars Dungeon, sizable. Yeah, it's not really game changing, but
Slayer task system.
Yeah, Slayer. Yeah, but I mean that's more. Well, it's different from RS3 because they have a lot of like Frost Dragons and shit like that. Was very good for prayer. Ancient Effigies completely ruined runecrafting. Dungeoneering. Well, yeah, no comment on that. Bonus XP weekend in 2010. All that kinds of shit is just different.
You didn't mention Zaya at all when you're talking about.
Well, I mean, the only thing that really. Well, it's good for runecrafting and layer, but yeah. Other than that, it's not really anything.
Iron Man farming.
All right, what about you, Aubrey? Anything stick out?
Well, it was interesting to look at because if right now, like, if we started playing RuneScape in 2007 and then like we're playing the game back then, and gotten to this point 3 years later, we would have chaotics, overloads, turmoil, effigies, CMI, like all this crazy shit that was like so game changing. And in comparison to old school, like old school has been devalued by quite a bit, like just time wise too, but so much just like to such a lesser extent. And it's good to see, you know, that there's definitely a lot more concern about like game balancing and stuff than there was back then. They didn't really take into account the community feedback very much at all back then. They kind of like did updates. They didn't really talk about updates before they happened. They just did it, and then if people complained a ridiculous amount, they might change things. And that was pretty much it. So we're definitely better off than like if you know, want a long-term balanced game playing old school than you would have been back then, which is nice.
You know, for me, the biggest thing that kind of sticks out is how little updates that we had the first six, seven months of the game. You know, with the first big update being Nightmare Zone. You know, I guess I really did forget that the first 6 months all we did get was like quality of life kind of updates. After that, though, like you know, like since Nightmare Zone though, we've gotten quite a steady amount of big content that's been released, however. So does kind of look a little bit similar. I mean, it is obviously much less in terms of frequency of big updates like that, but we certainly have kind of got the ball rolling. You know, it's kind of like who's fucking home? Who has a home phone in 2016? Whose shit was that? Was that
I think it was
Pawz?
Pawz.
It was Pawz.
Fucking hell!
Fucking Pawz.
I think I was gonna say, it's like a snowball effect. Roll a little snowball down the hill. It takes a while to get going, but then it just really fucking picks up. And I think we're kind of having like a snowball effect going on. What about you, home phone?
I think the rate at which it's changing right now is fine, but like how they're making AFK updates like Nightmare Zone and their rune crafting, Redwoods, whatever else. I'm not exactly sure if the catacombs are very AFK if you're playing efficiently, but I guess you could technically AFK those pretty well. But yeah, I think in terms of devaluing skills, that it's changing at a okay pace.
All right. So another thing so the Last Man Standing beta has been opened up, and it's been opened up to all players. So have any of you guys tried out the beta at all?
No.
Nope.
Yep.
I did one game and I couldn't find anything in the chest and got killed. So
Oh, great experience, man.
I have not, but I've watched a bit of streams. It looks okay.
I've done probably like 10, 15, I'll say around like 10 games. A lot of fun. Well, then I guess if you guys really haven't done it, I don't know how qualified you are to answer the next question, though, which is, do you think that they should kind of remove how heavy the RNG factor is in Last Man Standing with looting crates? Like, if you don't get gear worth a damn, pretty much shit out of luck. Do you think that they should kind of try to balance that out?
yeah, I saw something in it with like vending. I have no idea what that's about, but they definitely should do something about that. What Randy said.
Well, I mean, that kind of is a fix already.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this one a solid yes.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Were you gonna
Okay.
say something?
I guess yes. Because it's a little unfair. If you get like really unlucky, you're kind of screwed. You just lose money. But at the same time, you got to remember that it's a mini game.
If me, like, I don't know if the RNG is that like, I don't think they have to tweak how RNG based it is. I mean, yeah, if the guy next to you gets a rune skim and a fucking like D legs, and you get a myth skim and some swordfish and bass, you're gonna fucking die. Like, that's all there is to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could be the best PKer in the game, but he's not gonna hit you with a myth skimmy. So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. Like, so there's a few things that I think that they should do to improve it. So I didn't have a chance to play when it was multi-combat. And I think that if it was multi-combat, that might be a little bit more fun than what it was. I don't think that the old school RuneScape combat system is really, I don't know, it just doesn't really feel too fun while playing it. A game like H1Z1, which is the exact copy, like Last Man Standing is a copy of that. I feel like that is done a whole lot better than Last Man Standing here in old school. The combat system is just little too weird for the game mode, I think. Way too slow paced as well. Few improvements I think they should do is, give better fucking like give better gear. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be using miss skims and addy skims. Like, that shit's not gonna fly up when you're fighting against someone with 99 defense. And I mean, there's a lot of potential for the game mode, but I'm just not really a big fan so far.
That's actually something that they've said they're gonna probably be doing, is removing the lower tier and reducing defense to 70.
Yeah, like the defense is way too high to have such shit weapons. You know, maybe having lower defense would be a lot better way of having it. Yeah,
And you mentioned
they should add
multi-combat.
vehicles, grenades, and guns. That would definitely
You gotta
definitely
gotta
make it a
make it
lot
up to
more
par.
fun.
Anyways, you mentioned multi-combat. That was changed, to avoid kind of clanman mode. But now it seems that people are kind of just stalling it out at the ends of games.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I've done on 2 separate occasions. I've made it to the final 2, and each time that that's happened, the game has just ended while me and the other guy were fighting. Wilson and I were fighting each other earlier today. So I was on my alt and I was woodcutting on my main, and like I was attacking one of those wild dogs, and then Wilson attacked me, and I was like, oh, it's Randy, and you know he got off. Thanks for that. And then we just ended up going to the safe spot, and there was like 8 people left, and we ended up fighting it down, and it got to be me and him at the end, and we just ran out of time. The time limit to me, I don't really like that. I feel like I'm with single combat. I feel like the 15-minute time limit isn't enough for the normal game. Multi-combat, I'm sure those games finish significantly faster. All right, so let's take a look at content poll number 45 then. So first question we got is, so the mods have always talked about wanting money sinks. Adding in broken armor was one of their ideas of a money sink. But they pulled the Ring of Wealth, picking up all coins for players. What do you think about this buff to the Ring of Wealth?
Yeah, money sync is always great, but I don't know. It would have to be in multiple updates though. Maybe, yeah. I know a lot of people suggested like fees for the Neve dungeon, shit like that, but it's just not possible. But if they would implement more entry fees for shit in the future, that would probably be, well, clan. What's it called? The last man standing. You have to pay money for that, right?
Well, there's a casual and a competitive.
Yeah. But yeah, I voted no for the Ring of Wealth thingy, but yeah, just because of the extra amount of money coming into the game, and it automatically goes through your inventory as well. Don't know, is it passing right now?
Oh yeah.
It is. Well, I guess if you're using a, wait, would you have to equip it, or
Yeah, you would. Are you talking about like a ring switch?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I don't really think that just having actually, what's a average coin drop you think from like Slayer monsters?
Couple hundred coins, maybe not too
Yeah.
much, but you know that's definitely something that's gonna add up.
I guess, but like on I remember one of the Q&As they said that even like from the Karamja shop, from all that, when it was Easy Diary, it still wouldn't even really affect the economy. So I don't really think that everybody, or this is going to affect the economy that badly if it's just picking up coin drops, to be honest.
I think it would, because of the fact that if you don't have to wield the ring, if it just stays in your inventory and it picks
You
up the
will have
coins.
to wield it.
Well, then there's really no point for the ring because you're just gonna
Ring switch.
you just switch it after final hit every time.
I mean,
I guess that could work.
it could.
Oh, he's
Like,
gonna do that.
all right,
Yeah,
all right. Now hold on. All right, how about for the player that they do Slayer and D skim, a fighter torso, and D legs. They're not slaying with the Berserker ring. They're gonna use a ring of wealth.
This is
You know,
There's
like,
true.
people that play
they're-
like 10 hours a week though.
Yeah, that's not really gonna have an effect on
But
the
there's a
game.
lot of those people.
I don't think it's gonna have a noticeable effect.
Yeah,
there's
I don't see
that.
it being that bad.
I mean, if the ring is just gonna sit in your inventory and it's gonna act like the bone prayer thing. I forgot what that was called. Went blank.
Bone Crusher.
Bone crusher. Yeah, that. It would make a big impact because you're probably talking about like 300 mil at least would probably come into the game every day just by useless drop at minimum. Because that's only like 1 million coin drops, and there's at least like you would think 1 million monsters killed a day between everybody doing Slayer that would drop coins.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a lot.
I really don't see it like making any noticeable impact on things. The vast
so
majority of people
I
doing
guess that
many
is-
hours of Slayer aren't gonna use it because
I guess that's pretty much the conclusion, that it's not really going to be that impactful, but at the same time, it's kind of weird that it's contradictory to previous statements.
I don't know. Yeah, like they're always really excited about adding in gold. I just think the principle of like always wanting to add in a gold sink, but then adding in something like this really contradicts a lot of things that they like doing by adding in gold sinks. So for that reason, I just don't really like it.
Oh, and speaking of gold things, how they have that one thing, I don't remember what it was, coming with the new player owned house stuff. I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't just make a literal gold sink that they've joked about.
It would have been better than the fucking coin
Yeah.
table or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
literally
Yeah.
just like a pile of coins on a table.
Yeah, that's better than the 100. Yeah, absolutely. That's I never even thought about that before throughout the entire time that they were talking about adding in construction. An actual gold sink would be pretty cool to have in your kitchen.
They also joked about a dragonstone sink once.
Well, let's see if we can control the game enough to see if we can get an actual gold sink. All right, but moving on. So this is a hot topic here, boys. So what are your guys' thoughts on the Skilling Pets Batch 2? So with that, it's going to be coming the thieving, agility, rune crafting, and farming pets. What do you think about the pets as a whole? And I guess a side question to that is, do you think farming as a buyable should have been pulled separately from the rest of the group?
Yes, I think farming should have been pulled separately because since it's a buyable and they weren't doing buyables, I thought it should have definitely been pulled separately. But thieving, agility, and runecrafting, it would be cool to I guess see the skilling pets for them, since a lot of people like skilling and they like pets also for just skilling and not for just PVMing. So it like makes the base even for both sides since there's a lot of PVM pets. And I don't know where I was going with this. Damn it. Damn it.
Hit a brick fucking wall.
I did.
It'd be interesting to see for the courses of agility, like what would be faster, if it would be faster to do sears for the pet, or instead of doing arty for the actual pet hunters. For rune crafting, it would be nice to see not the most. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a bit sick, but
Two brick walls.
yeah. Instead of, if it was like cosmics or lower tiered runes that would have to be crafted in order to get the rune crafting faster. Like that, I don't know.
Oh, what I was gonna say when I drew that blank was it would be interesting to see what the pets were gonna look like when they came out for all the skills, the thieving, agility, and
Oh yeah, that's
rune crafting.
Yeah, that's basically how I am. I'm waiting to see what they look like. To be good, Ghost and West are very good artists. I
Whoa,
kind of
whoa,
have
do
to.
not disrespect West and call him good. That motherfucker is great.
I'm sorry, great. Anyways, it's kind of yeah. I really wish farming could have been pulled separately. Although I do want it, but yeah, the price of seeds going up kind of makes me sad. But oh yeah, and then I have to kind of adapt what I do because I want the pets. So like, I'm not gonna be doing farming after I finish Hunter.
Um, fuck them. Fuck skill pets. I hate skill pets, and I really wish they would like never release any more skill pets. Pets are good for PVM. Leave pets for bosses, and fuck skilling pets, especially buyables. It just fucks the economy so bad.
But gold sink.
It's not really a gold sink. So, alright. Looking at skilling pets, Ronan tweeted out, like, how do you guys feel about buyable pets, like for construction and fire making? And every single comment and the most upvoted comments were, no, we don't want buyable skills. And then they came out of nowhere with this farming one. They had talked about a fire making one and a construction one, but I don't know where the fuck farming came from. That's
I
really
didn't
a
even remember
shocker to
that those
me.
were scrapped.
I think if each thing was pulled individually, I don't think that farming would have passed. I feel like the other ones definitely would have passed. Thieving, get your little fucking raccoon, agility, maybe a little Grace the dog, or like a ninja monkey, maybe even that parrot from Brimhaven,
Sonic the
and
Hedgehog.
and then maybe even like for rune crafting, like one of those abyssal lurkers or leeches, whichever one of those little fuckers are. That's like those things make sense. Like, what are you going to have for farming? Are you gonna have you're gonna have a watermelon just rolling around, following you around? Like, seriously, guys, anyone have any idea on what you think the farming pet could possibly be at this point in time?
I
Maybe
made a
like a
suggestion
pig.
that it was like a little mini Groot, kind of like an animated sapling. That's what I mentioned earlier. It could be in
Okay.
pots or not. It
Is
could
gonna
just
be
walk,
hopping around in its pot?
right. It could be that, or it could just be like it could just be free, like an uprooted sapling, like a tiny ant with like tiny twig limbs.
They'll probably do a Tool of Leprechaun, to be honest.
Nah,
Oh
I don't
god,
think
it
so.
was so bad.
Yeah, somebody else said that last night about a tool leprechaun.
Someone
That's
made
the
a
pet.
meme about like a seed dibber on a string.
One thing to add to the whole skill pets thing. Like, if you want something to show off because you've done a lot of skilling, you get a fucking skill cape. You don't need a pet for it. That's like the biggest thing about it.
Tell that
You
to
don't
the
have anything to show off for
PVMers.
bosses other than like money. And bosses drop things based on RNG all the time, whereas skilling is never based on RNG, or at least not like to the same extent. It's like, oh, you might get a chain, you might not. But it's not like, oh, you might get a drop that takes 200 hours or not.
Speaking of skilling pets, I did catch my second Chinchompa pet the other day. I have caught two of them in about 145 mil XP since the release. It took me about 90 mil to catch this one, so that a good like 600 hours, probably more than that to catch this one. I did kill it. Rig killed me, and say no to skilling pets.
Yeah, I think the thieving and agility go well with the other ones, but in general, I don't like the skilling pets. I think, as Aubrey said, they should stay with PVM. And I also think rune crafting. I don't like it when you would have to buy something to be able to get it, because that way it just screws up the economy. So, no reason to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like thieving, agility, and runecrafting aren't really going to hurt any markets whatsoever. But I mean, farming. How soon is it before we see those 200k each mage and like 100k palm? It's
Oh
coming.
no,
It's
please.
coming.
Farming's so shit now.
Farming's gonna be like 14 GP to XP or something like that.
So
It
time to
could,
just quit farming.
it could be worse. Magic Seeds on RS3 back in the day were 330k each.
Oh my fuck.
Yeah.
But don't they also have just like tons of gold injection? Like here's 120 rune mace drop.
Yeah, I mean, 1 GP in old school is like 5 or 7 or whatever in RS3 still. So yeah,
Although that's also kind of due to demand.
yeah, that's true.
Reckless.
Although there are coming more herbs into the game, I'm guessing, with people doing herb runs for the pet as well.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But the siege will go up then, so
Yeah, doing herb runs might become less profitable.
yeah.
Is that opening the door for cheaper herb lore?
Sounds
We'll
good.
see.
Yeah, they should make it just herbs, like no trees or anything.
+1 to that.
Hey, I'd be okay with a farming pet
I'd
then
be happy with
if trees were not part of it, it'd have my support.
When's the last time we had an update that actually made viables better? That's a real
Zolra.
question.
Redwoods.
Zulrah.
Redwoods.
Yeah, but people have
Yeah,
stopped doing
Redwood's true.
Zulrah. Y'all need to go and kill some Zulrah.
Make Big Snake great again.
Prophet Snake.
All right, so Aubrey talked about skilling pets not making sense. Do you guys think that there's too many pets in the game? You know, like with the skilling pet ones, we're gonna be at 33 pets. Do you think that there's too many?
Yes, I think there's too many pets in the game. I feel like since they won't introduce summoning into the game, they're just putting a whole bunch of pets to make it look like we have familiars like running around the game, like the other game. So, and it's like basically just a show off factor and stuff like that. I think they need to like slow down on it. Becoming Pokescape. I know Pokemon Go is pretty big now, but I mean, let's stay away from Pokescape.
Yes, we should have 1 pet for every boss, and that's it.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, it's, you know, when they first started coming out with the pets, it was the original, like you had like the Chaos LE, and I think the Chaos LE was the first one that came out, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't want it to really be kind of Petscape, but that's really what it's kind of turned into, and I really don't like it. I hope that they, at some point in time, give us a toggle to not see pets. I don't want just too many pets, man. Too many pets.
I really don't care. I like getting them myself, and other people having pets doesn't bother me. I'm looking forward to the new pets. That's pretty much it.
All right, so we put in the chat straw poll: is there too many pets in the game? And 73% of people in the
What
chat,
a meme.
73% of people think that there are too many pets in the game. All right, so moving on to the next question is, should metal dragons drop noted bar? This is one that's on the content poll. Should metal dragons drop noted bars in the Brimhaven dungeon as a reward for completion of the Elite Karamja Achievement Diary? Now, my question for you guys is, do you think anyone's even going to do this? Do you think it maybe should be a lower tier reward? Do you really see someone with the Elite Rex killing metal dragons in there?
Not really. I mean, the bars that they drop is iron and steel, and that's it. I mean, not a lot of people use those bars. But maybe if they change it into also noted dragon bones, that would be a great thing. But yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it should be an elite diary rec. I think it should be hard. I mean, you see some people on the 2K Total World like cutting use at Edgefield and shit like that. Like, there are people that do things that are inefficient. There will be some people that will do this, but not very many. I just looked at the wiki page, and it's 5 steel bars, which is 3.4k right now. So it basically adds like it's basically like getting 2 dragon bones per kill instead of 1. So like they might be alright, but if you got 91 RC, you're gonna be doing nats rather than that if you want money. Yeah, I think it
Don't
should
know
be hard.
how long would
Oh,
it take
yeah,
to
yeah.
walk there from the entrance,
Yeah, it takes a while to get through the dungeon too.
I
even with
forgot
shortcuts.
you can. Yeah, I forgot about that. Like yes, you can double nats. So that's
I mean, I guess you can do it with 86, but you can still do double astrals. Definitely better than steel dragons.
I was gonna say it really wouldn't be worth like doing because of the time it takes to like get there
Yeah.
and the time to like get it all done. Like you're gonna make what, an extra 50k, but it's gonna take you like 2-3 minutes extra to get there.
Although I think it's a kind of a good thing that they're trying to rejuvenate the Brimhaven dungeon.
hey, you and I had our little
But-
drop about that.
Yeah, it got quite a bit of attention.
Didn't
But
they make the dogs unaggressive?
We pretty much
yeah, I think
like
so.
in the
I think
design.
they updated it.
Oh yeah, they updated that. In the design that Matto and I did, we just moved dogs into a room by itself just so they could just fuck off.
It's also
Yeah,
a
'cause that
Slayer
is a
task.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
add
I
some other monsters in there as well.
I fully
think
support
the,
making Brimhaven great again.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm sure I have a tweet about that somewhere. I'm gonna find it real quick. All right, keep going.
Yeah, I think the diary should be at least like medium or hard. And they were talking about how they didn't want to do mithril dragons because that would probably be pretty good, I guess. But if they did, I think they should do that. But on like, what would that diary be considered, like Kandarin or something like that, where the mithril dragons are?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so. And that one should be like an elite diary.
Right. Yeah. So there's a lot of tasks. I mean, diary rewards that kind of go with not a very appropriate tier, I suppose. Like for Karamja specifically, I don't know with people who do the elites, who would obviously on this topic be killing metal dragons, and also who really kills red dragons because that's for noted hides, and who still does fly fishing at Shiloh and utilizes the river shortcuts. So yeah, I definitely think this could at least be pushed down to hard. But even though not many people would be doing it, regardless of what tier it is, I guess I approve of it, because it already passed, or is whatever right now, because that'll kind of lower the price of some things, like, I guess make smithing slightly cheaper and make cannonballs cheaper, good for people who do Slayer.
And for me, I really think that this should be a much, much, much lower tier. I'm really saying that I think this should be an easy diary reward. For how little of a benefit it gives, it really shocks me that this is something that is an elite reward, given that with the hard diary, you get a significantly better reward from that. So I really do think that this is something that should be an easy reward. Uh, maybe it'll make the price of cannonballs go down a little bit, but something that I think that, Iron Men might do this. That would probably be the people most likely to do it, I'd imagine.
They don't really have a use for steel bars, do they? Or iron bars?
Well, I mean, you can still use it for smithing XP. And also, I guess that makes
Well,
cannoning a little
not
more
not
viable.
not for smithing XP. It's more so for maybe they'll do it to get cannonballs,
Yeah,
which I
that
don't
makes it kind of viable.
I don't think are worth it under any circumstance. But
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
I mean that would maybe open the door. I really don't know. So on the poll, there was a lot of things on there. Was there anything else that stuck out to you guys? Because for me, I really didn't see anything else that was worth mentioning. Abra, you see anything?
I didn't even see us first. Come back to me.
Yeah, I liked the full bank question. I think it's passing
Yeah.
right now. With the junk items, I really couldn't be asked to get all that for free-to-play items. I think it's like 400 to fill your bank. So I'm glad they're most likely adding this.
I wish the Scabrite thing had passed because it would have been fun to like do full tests of Scabrites. Trance, back when he was in his prime, made a video of them, showed 72k an hour. Like that'd be a sick task, and they have good
Yeah.
drops too.
They just need to change it to make it an optional extension.
Yeah, you should be
then.
able. Yeah, you should be able to pay points to extend it like most other tasks. At like 100 or 150 or something. Actually, I mean more would be better.
You know, talking about that Scabrite task, I guarantee you that the reason why that failed is because people read that and they thought like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be assigned them more frequently. You know,
Yeah,
it
Yeah.
wasn't real. Like, look at how fucking badly it's failing that. You know, that's 100% the reason behind that is because people thought that the frequency was going to go up. Like, oh shit, I don't want to start doing this more. You know, like the people that are already skipping it would still skip it had this passed.
Yeah, I
And
mentioned that in a recent video.
yeah, it's. So, I mean, people for the most part got confused on that. You know, that wasn't really clear to the average voter, and that's a huge reason why it failed. I feel like. What about you,
Nice,
Matto?
I
You
guess
see
so.
anything?
Okay, yeah, go first.
Yeah, the bank is very helpful for rune crafting and other skills. Let's see what else is in here. Oh yeah, I like that they changed that they pulled the. Oh, it's failing for the Iron Man that they were able to do fishing trawler.
That's
on their
failing
own.
now.
Yeah, it's failing for 68%.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
it was passing for a while.
At the very beginning.
Was it?
I think so. Yeah, it was passing when I voted.
Well, yeah. Other than that, it wasn't.
I feel like it's failing just
No
because of the
big
fucking
standouts.
activity bar. Because the activity bar is an idiotic idea. Like when you have a lot of people on the trial, there's no way that many people can all contribute.
I don't think
Just
that the
stupid.
I think that activity bar thing should have been included as a different question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
you gotta
Yeah.
separate them.
They fucked Iron
That's
Man
why it's
again.
failing.
Like there's no reason that Iron Man shouldn't be able to do trawler. It's soloable.
They should just make it instanceable. Whatever.
Yeah, and like having more players doesn't really even do that much. Like shit for XP, you get a tiny bit of food, and that doesn't really matter for Iron Man.
Yeah, so I guess the only thing, I mean, everything's whatever. There's a lot of good questions, but the only thing that really stood out that I saw on Reddit was that they misspelled canvas on the deposit box question.
They misspelled
Nice.
what?
Canvas.
How's it?
Was
How did they?
canvas.
Oh, they forgot an
Canvas.
A.
Yeah.
Who do you think wrote that one up?
Ronan.
All right, so let's move on to the next section. We're going to be taking a look here at the raid rewards dev blog number 2. So they're on that now. I think they did a damn good job with the dev blog and including a video like embedded into the dev blog. That's something we've never seen before. So you know, like they have a video of the embed weapons, and you know, obviously in that they use placeholder graphics, but you know, what did you guys think about the Elder Mall and how it's designed and their idea on how it fits into the game?
I don't really see where it'd be used other than PvP. I feel like Bludgeon's gonna be better for PVM and stuff, so I guess it's like Ballista V2 or something. If it holds value, then I guess that's good. But yeah, I don't really know. It's basically just like slightly weaker chaotic maul. So I guess it's alright. Hard to really say.
Yeah, I was gonna think the same thing. It'd be basically for PvP. The pures would like have fun with it. And...
It has like a 75 attack reg. That's gotta be a...
Well, yeah, 75, 99, 1.
Fuck me, that's a high level peer.
Well, I mean, it's still
Same as
technically
AGS.
Zerker,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Be interesting to see what kind of hits and how it affects the PvP world for them.
You know,
I mean, it's
so
basically like smacking with Godsword.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they said that it's going
Slightly
to be
stronger.
they said it's gonna hit harder than a god sword without a spec. Um, and like the weapon itself does not have a spec, so I mean I really don't know how it exactly they intend on it to fit into PvP. I know that on the dev blog they have a picture of it like whacking like a 71 or something on a Calphite queen.
Yeah.
I really don't think it'll be used for PVM at all.
One
It
thing
I
that's
mean,
important to note, though, it will be good for water fiends.
will it?
yeah,
That's
they
what
said
they
it would.
said.
Yeah, they said it was gonna be good for that. I think I
Well,
said on
for
the video.
trying to think. I'm trying to think what the weight is on a water fiend. So, water
Hold on.
fiends, ironically, are in Neve's cave, but are not assigned by Neve, and um, they're like the one of the absolutely least common assignments from Duradel. Actually, it is the least common assignment from Duradel, so has the lowest weight. So,
I don't think I've ever killed a water fiend in old school.
I
it's,
think
it's
I got like one task ever, and I skipped it. Anyways, I'm okay with it. 'Cause I don't have too much an opinion on it. I'm just waiting for it to not be using placeholder graphics.
yeah,
It's
it'll be
just a
interesting.
purple mall.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they add in for it for sure. All right, so what do you guys think about the Kodai robes? So they rebalanced these, and with these, they ended up making. So I think these were some pretty good updates for it. They gave the Kodai robes negative melee attack bonuses and negative range attack bonus, and completely removed all of the defense bonus. So it's pretty much looks like it's used for just strictly like mage training with. So,
Are they going to be good for Slayer?
oh yeah, they will be the best robes to use for Slayer for sure.
I guess it's fair then. Like they left Arams as kind of like tanky or mage gear, so but like Aram still has some kind of relevance.
Yeah,
Seems
absolutely.
alright. I don't know.
Because like in the original design that they had for it, like these robes were really fucking good, and it I don't remember what the exact stats were, but it wasn't going to like it was. I'm sorry, it was going to like pretty much remove the need for one to use Aram. So I think this is good with how the balancing is. You know, like magic attack isn't really that important for Slayer at all because of how high your accuracy is already in the first place. You know, it has slightly higher accuracy than Aram's, but like it's not going to make any real noticeable difference. I guess the only thing is that you're going to save money on repairs, and that quietly does have prayer bonus as well, and that prayer bonus should, I believe, it saves around 10 to 20 million prayer pots on the way to 200 mil Slayer. But I'm excited for these robes and really looking forward to see what they look like for sure.
Oh, is this Rip Third Age Mage hat?
Um,
Oh yeah, there was a hat, wasn't there?
yeah. I mean the hats.
I didn't check the bonus.
Yeah.
It was fun when that was actually good. I like that. Been fortunate to see it die.
Well, just going to be cosmetic like all the other third age then. So
Plus 9, somebody said. Rip.
talking about
Wait,
cosmetics.
isn't it like
Go ahead.
13 for third age?
Nah, it's plus 8 for Third
Oh.
Age Mage hat.
No, I was mixing it up. Alright, well for it.
Alright, so talking about some cosmetic things, the Dragon Plate body is going to be coming into the game through the raid rewards, and the Dragon Plate body is going to require the D chain to be made. What do you think about that? And do you like updates like this that use items that are already in the game to upgrade to a higher tier item?
I definitely do like the idea. They kind of missed out by deciding to go against the Rune Boot to Dragon Boot upgrade. So Rune Boots are pretty much worthless now. I guess this will increase the price of D-Chain, which is good. You know, if you get one, you won't be upset. They were temporarily up in price because of being required for master clues, but they're back down to being pretty cheap again.
Yeah, I don't know how useful the Dragonplay body is going to be, but just to keep other items still relevant in the game, I think it's a good idea to include them in whatever their upgrade is, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a real big fan of updates like this. You know, Abra talks about the rune boots and not passing. I think that the reason why that didn't pass was kind of the community that was playing RuneScape at that time. You know, a large majority of those players were now.
They're very purist.
I don't really have a good way of saying this, so I fuck it. They were a bunch of fucking idiots and didn't look into the long term to see what kind of like they want. Oh, they have that 83 Slayer. They want to camp them D boots. Get that shit. You know, I going back, it would have been as really awesome to have had them drop like a spike or some shit, whatever it is that you use on rune boots. I absolutely love updates like this that use in-game items to upgrade to a higher tier. These are the best kind of, I know I've said this before, these are the best kind of updates that can happen. Like looking at now, the price of dragon boots were already in the shitter before primordials came out, but I do like that they use that. Also looking at like eternal and ranger boots as well. Updates like that I really like.
Yeah, same for me. It'd be interesting to see what's gonna happen with the Dragon Chain Buddy. Is it gonna be irreversible? So once you make it, it's gone?
I imagine so.
Alright. Yeah, that's a good update. I like that they do that. But it's quite funny what happened with Rangers and the what are they called? Purgations? Because I think Purgations are cheaper than Rangers at the moment.
Oh yeah, they're pretty much worthless.
Yeah, the crystals are like less than 200k, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So bad. They need to add like some kind of sync for them. Something, I don't know.
Yeah, I like updates like this too. I mean, like everything was pretty much said and above, reusing items to make a different item, like adding stuff to it. Keeps it from becoming dead content when you get the drop. Which is always nice.
And that's the thing where RS3 went wrong. They just kept upping
Outdoing
new content. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole like idea of attachments rather than replacements is definitely a good one. I feel like in this specific instance, D-chains have been useless for a long time. They still hold value because people like them for fashion escape, and that's pretty much it. And I feel like that wouldn't change if a D-plate came out, because it probably won't look as good as a D-chain, to be honest. Have the old school feel, I don't expect. I don't know. Something about the Dragon Plate body, I don't really know why, but I just don't like the idea of it kind of just like awkwardly coming out with raids. But yeah, I don't really have a good justification for it, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really like the way that it's coming in. I don't like several of the rewards that are just the way that a lot of these rewards are being introduced. Like also like looking at the dragon sword and the dragon throwing axe.
They don't really fit.
Yeah, like it just feels a little bit odd that these are items that are coming from raids. I don't really know what kind of suggestion I would have.
I think it should be just the sword. Like one dragon item is enough for one PVM update, and the sword I think is the best out of the three.
Actually,
Yeah.
would it be a reward from the shop that you buy with points or whatever? Because if that is how it is, that's how it should not be. It should be, if anything, if it's coming from raids, it would be a drop from one of the raid bosses.
I don't know. I know that they talked about having 11 raid bosses.
11 new pets.
Casey's gonna be pissed.
It's not even a joke either. Like literally, like they said
45 pets soon.
Holy shit.
44, nice math.
Close enough. Cats.
God.
Cats count.
Pet Rock.
Yeah.
Alright, so moving on. So were you guys surprised at all that they didn't tweak any of the prayers that were offered? A lot of people thought the prayers were quite underwhelming.
Yeah, I was really surprised. Like, half of those prayers are such shit. Like, the Venom Absorb, the Poison Absorb, and the Run Entry one are just terrible ideas. Like, they're probably going to be dead content in like 99% of situations, and the whole Run Entry one totally depends how they balance it. It's either going to be overpowered and make stamina potions like dead content, or it's going to be dead content. Like, there's no room for both. I just thought like that was really poorly thought out. They need to replace those, and having the Venom Absorb as the highest level prayer in the game, like, that's a joke. It's not going to be useful for hardly anything. It's going to be good for like maybe dead men in certain situations, maybe Iron Men at Solra, and that's it.
Deep
You're gonna,
upgrading.
smite, you're gonna smite yourself.
Yeah, it really seems odd that, like for me, going into the raids, I was most hyped up for the prayers, and yeah, they absolutely were underwhelming. That the Venom prayer being at level 85, like like that thing is 15 levels fucking higher than Piety, and it's not going to be worth a damn. So, I'm really, really surprised that they didn't tweak these at all. I'm sure they got a lot of feedback on how underwhelming the prayers were. Something that I was expecting was kind of like a tank prayer and then like a super like all out attack prayer. Like a slight increase in damage over Piety, but offers no defense at all. Maybe even negative defense for a little bit of balancing. However, they want to do
Yeah,
that.
they definitely could have come up with better ideas.
And
That's for sure.
and then like a tank prayer that shit maybe had like negative attack bonuses. I don't know. I thought that those were going to be the other things that we were going to see with this type of update for sure. So yeah, absolutely. I'm really, really surprised that they didn't tweak the prayers that were offered. Now, one thing.
Speaking, I guess of hold on before you in terms of tweaking things, you mentioned that the Venom one would pretty much be like worthless as is. What do you think though of using prayer points like to consume the Venom?
Like you take 10 prayer points loss instead of 10 damage.
Yeah.
Well, as in like however much, and then you'd be cured of your poison or venom.
Oh.
It'd
It
be like a
still
raw
just
amount,
feels like
not
it
like
wouldn't be
a
used that
constant
much.
drain.
Like, we have potions for that, that's the thing. We don't need prayers for it, too.
I don't know. Save inventory space.
Maybe, I don't know.
Would be good for black chin hunting.
Maybe it's like mid-level
guess.
prayers or something. I feel like those is kind of like the main event for the new prayers, like the ones that are actually interesting and not just copies from RS3.
Actually, I guess it would be more appropriate as an item, like how there's the I don't remember what it was called, but there's a book from one of the pirate quests that uses prayer points to heal you of poison.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I guess you could kind of add on to that for venom, and instead of like 7 prayer points, it'd take away like 40 or something.
Yeah, it's a good idea. They could make like an upgraded version of that from a die or something. It would, because yeah, you can use a book, and I think you have to be wearing a holy symbol and some book from one of the pirate quests, and you can cure your poison, and it takes some prayer points down or something like that.
Wasn't that metaphor PP at one time?
Might have been. I totally forgot that existed.
I can't imagine it would have been meta over like a super anti-poison at all. But yeah, I know that we talked about the prayers, like we knew that we were gonna get rigor and augury, and like, what the fuck was that?
Another monster truck.
You motorcycle.
Jesus Christ, rolling on through a Harley Davidson right through your fucking room.
Yeah, I live on a. Well, actually, it's not a very busy city street, but it's window open because it's fucking 90 degrees in here. Damn.
The heat's getting to him. I completely lost my train of fucking thought.
You could say he's getting burnt.
Lost my train of thought, so let's
too.
move on to the next question, which is, do you think that they made the right decision in getting rid of the insignias? These had the most negative feedback.
Yeah, I didn't like them at all. I'm glad they got rid of them.
Yeah, they just felt kind of weird with how, I don't know, like the prayer one. I'm not sure what it was called. I don't know. It gave. I don't know. There was like a prayer one, and then like the magic one, however, did offer like a save some kind of percentage on your runes, and that looked like it would have been the most useful one of the bunch. But overall, they weren't really that good. Uh, it just yeah, I totally agree. They made the right decision in getting rid of them.
Yeah, I'm glad they got rid of him as well. They're pretty much just like random additional bonuses, to everything. I still find it kind of weird, with the blessing that it's in the quiver slots. But if they wanted to do something like this, they should really just consider making a new item slot, equipment slot, like for whatever it would be, emblems.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at some of the things that were talked about on the Q&A. So the first thing we have is what is the altar of the gods, linking that in the chat there. So, I mean, if you guys did look at the Q&A, there are several altars that he displays, but the one here displayed is the altar of the gods. West has been doing a damn good job, in my opinion. But what do you guys think about the altars that he has designed so far, and even the display cases from the week before? How do you think that these things look?
I think they all look great. I don't imagine that I'll end up having any display cases, but I'm excited to have the altar for the spellbooks. It's really convenient and looks nice. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his work.
Big fan.
But are the four things, the ancient, the lunar, and the standard, are they rotating?
Yeah, like
Or-
those are no, they're not rotating, but
Like
they are like
floating.
floating, and like you can see like an anim like they're bouncing up and down. Like
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it's in motion at all times.
Although, which spellbooks this is gonna have? Because I only see 3, and there's 4, I think.
Uh, you know that
Including normal, or
Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't have one
I
for
imagine
normal.
there will be an option for normal, and even if
Yeah.
if there's not, you can just select the same one. Like if you go to
Yeah.
Lunar Isle
Oh, yeah.
to go into Lunar, you just pray at it again to get back to standard.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
how it's gonna work.
Yeah, and the display cases were very cool as well. And they look very big on the Q&A though, but I think they're gonna be like they have for the runes in the POH, like the little one. 'Cause I couldn't imagine if it was like
oh,
taking up a whole room.
I
but-
don't think they'll take up a whole room, but you will definitely be able to see that shit. It's not gonna
Yeah.
be, it's not like a little ship in a bottle type thing. This is gonna be a full display.
Yeah, I really like West's work so far. His designs just feel really old school in a way that I don't feel like any of the previous artists' work has so much, unless it's just been like recoloring old school. Which like even recolored old school doesn't feel as old school as some of the designs that I've seen West do. They just fit perfectly. I really like it. Yeah, like nothing against Ghost. I think he's a good artist, but I feel like West's artwork fits better into the game.
Yeah.
With the current artwork style.
Same with Alfred. Also, he had really old school stuff.
Yeah, I feel like West stuff is even better than Alfie's, honestly.
yeah, definitely.
More on that later.
I think West, he does a fantastic job, and everything he does is very unique. So props to him.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I was really blown away when I saw the altar that he was showing off. Just incredible. Love it a lot. I even tweeted him about it just because it was that good. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, I like the way they look. They look pretty cool. They're like well designed and stuff like that. Definitely put one in my house.
All right, so out of the 3 artists that we've been blessed to have on the team so far, with Alfred, West, and Ghost, who would you guys so far rank as your number 1?
I wouldn't really rank them. They all have their own way Yeah, they all have their own shit. I don't know what the word for it is,
Niches.
but what?
Niche.
I don't know, but yeah, shit like the Abyssal Sire. It's great, but it doesn't really fit the texture of old school. And Zaya, I don't know. If I walk around Zaya, it looks like RuneScape graphics 2.0, old school graphics, because the floor and shit is all different, the tiles and I don't know. But yeah, West is very good at. We haven't had him for a long time though, and I don't really remember what Alfie did, like on a big
Cerberus?
scale.
Oh,
He did Cerberus.
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
And then some of the wildy bosses.
Like Willy bosses were Reach.
Oh wait, I don't remember. No, he was a dev.
I'm actually not sure whether he did the design or just the coding. Me personally, I'm going West #1 already.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of us are thinking 1, 2, 3 West, Alfred, Ghost.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't taken long for West to really capture the hearts of skillers everywhere. He's my #1 as well. So now, some people did notice on the most recent Q&A, most notably Kieran, who, much to his delight, Archie asked 5 or 6 questions that had already been in the game or were on the current poll. Give us your opinion on that in 3 words or less.
Archie.
Unnecessary.
Not even surprised.
Shake my head.
Good job.
McDonald's is hiring.
McDonald's at wow.
All right. So we were just talking a little bit of shit, yeah. But now let's give some praise to a man that deserves it. Lowlander just maxed his ultimate Iron Man. Does anyone know how many hours that took?
I think it was 7.5k when I tweeted him.
Fuck me, I don't even have that much EHP. Sorry. Where would you guys place maxing an ultimate Iron Man, like in the all-time achievements for RuneScape?
Oh, I didn't see I was first up. Yeah, I think that probably would be up at the top just because of all the managing you have to do. Like, even if something else might take more time, I think this is definitely the hardest to stick to and just to do. Even though it might get easier, it's still way up there.
I'm gonna say probably around like top 5 for sure. No doubt about it. As of right now.
Definitely my top 3. Shared with Acid's 200 mil and No One's Perfect 200 mil rune crafting. But I don't know. Maybe 1.
Oh shit!
1 No One.
Ned.
2 Lowlander. 3 Acid.
Yeah, I think this is by far the greatest achievement that anyone has ever achieved in old school RuneScape. This is just fucking insane. I don't even think people realize doing something like Acid and No One Perfect doing the stuff that they did. That was cool and ahead of their time. But maxing out an Ultimate Iron Man, I don't even have the words to explain how fucking impressive that is. That's just crazy, man. Greatest achievement in RuneScape history.
Yeah, it's really impressive. I mean, hours wise, it's a lot of hours. There's lots of people who put that many hours into the game, but putting that many hours into such a restricted account is something to recognize more so. Just staying motivated to do something so uncommon, kind of unpopular, and he's he's been basically a loner. Like he doesn't really have anybody to like that is doing the same thing as him basically because he's so far ahead. And he basically had to pioneer most of his own methods for training, and yeah, it's really cool. I don't really know how I'd rank it, but huge props to him definitely.
Yeah, I'd definitely say at least top 3, maybe even for 1. I don't know. But there's a couple of people I want to give a little shout out to. A couple of free-to-play players who are Ultimate Iron Men. Some of you may have heard of them. First one is Disciple. He has close to 4,000 hours in free-to-play Ultimate Iron Man, and he's about 70% maxed at the moment. Also, min-level Skilla. He has a 3 combat free-to-play Ultimate Iron Man who has about 3,000 hours of smithing alone, and yeah, and like 4K total.
What's the XP per hour?
It's like 3.6k per hour, and he's like 97 smithing or something like that.
Oh
my
god.
I'm gonna have to meet this kid.
Yeah, honestly, like those two, it's hard to compare them to Lowlander in my mind. Even if it's less hours, it's so much grindier.
Like
Members Ultimate.
Would you ever do crafting at 3.6k an hour? That's literally like less than 1% of what you would get in fucking. Bruh.
And then I guess on the topic of Ultimate Iron Man, though, you gotta remember the times that people do it because it is already getting easier. Like with hidey holes, and now you can choose your reward for temple trekking.
Well, that talks about like 2 other topics that we got planned.
Fucking.
Let me just go through and delete those.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh man, proofread.
Alright, so I guess I might as well talk more about that a little bit. If you're actually going to delete it. Suggestions for changing temple trekking, whatever. For Iron Man, since it's so much more powerful, or I guess just in general, you can either choose your reward and get less, or have it be random and be more, so it's not as reliably good. And then hidey holes were supposed to be restricted. They need to be so you can only take stuff out if you have the clue. Because even Iron Man themselves don't like it, and I'm really glad that they care about the ethics of their own mode. They don't just want easy escape.
Alright, well, moving on then. Update that came out on Thursday, and it was then tweaked on Friday. So they came out with broken armor in PvP. So things like Void, Fighter Torso, Dragon Defender, Fire Cape, things of that nature. If you die with it, you go pick it up, and it's broken. And to use it again, you have to pay to do that. The first day that it was out, you could just use coins on it wherever you were. And it kind of seemed a little bit unnatural, so they changed it to where you have to go and talk to Purdue, and he will repair it for you. But I guess the topic here that we're talking about is, do you think that it is too cheap to repair? Like full void is like 160k to repair. Fire Cape 50k, just to throw a couple numbers out there.
It doesn't seem that bad. Like, it seems like PKers are okay with it, and that seems like the main thing since it's for PKers, and it's something that should have been done so long ago. Like, the fact that people could have really powerful gear and risk almost nothing in the wilderness was stupid, and it was like that for so long. It's definitely nice that it's different. It makes me wonder whether they didn't list max capes at all. It makes me wonder if you could wear like a fire max cape and pick it up, or a regular max cape and all that.
Originally, it costed a little more than Fire Cape, and then they made it the same, so that's probably why it might have not been on the news post.
So you can have a broken fire max cape now?
Yep.
What about regular max cape?
Same as before.
The skill cape, basically, so.
Sweet.
But, yeah, I think they should apply it, not to Purdue, but to the armor stand in the POH. So, like, the GP spent is parallel to your smithing level. But I think it's
What
fine.
about
with
Bob and Lumbridge? Give that man some
Well,
love.
yeah,
He
that as
used to
well.
he used to be the go-to guy to repair shit back before the fucking
Yeah, they
houses.
should have just done it the same as Sparrows.
I don't think it's too cheap. I think it's like they have it like almost similar to what Barrows is for fixing it. So I mean, portion I guess is similar. Is what they were I guess going for.
I don't PK, so I can't really put too much input. But as long as they're happy, that's all that really matters.
I think that it's really, really cheap. Like Void is so fucking good. I think that shit should be like 100k a piece. Like if you die, like dying should suck. And 160k or something around that is so cheap. It just is really cheap for how overpowered. I'm not even gonna say overpowered, but how good Void is. I feel like it should be a little bit more expensive than what it is. So definitely a little bit more cheap, a little too cheap. I think it was a good change that they made by making you have to go and talk to an NPC of some kind just for it to get repaired, because it just seemed a little weird using your coins on the armor. Like, where the fuck was that money going to? You'd be standing out all alone, and then your coins just vanish. Who are you giving that to? You dropping that out on the ground? What's going on with that?
Yeah, that was originally just for convenience sake, because they didn't want people going somewhere to get it repaired and dying, and, just get back into PK.
How does it?
Did they
work with
actually change it to Purdue? Because last I heard, they were going to put some like armor stands near like the banks, like at Camelot's with the bank chests and such.
How does it work with Zulrab though? Because your items go into
No, it's only for PvP situations.
only PvP. Okay.
Alright, so moving on. What did you guys think about the Lynx Titan IRL setup video? So I will link that in the chat here. You guys watch that? What did you think about it? Oops, wrong fucking link.
Pretty interesting. He has a laptop. I think he said it was his main computer for actually playing. He doesn't do anything but play RuneScape on it, which is probably really smart for nothing else than just to keep your accounts a bit more secure. If you like never do anything but RuneScape on a computer, I feel like it might make things a bit safer. And then he has, I guess, a desktop computer with a monitor and a TV attached, I think is what else he had. We can watch like two videos at once or something. I don't know. It was fun to watch.
Another laptop as well. You're forgetting that.
And he said the main advantage of the laptop was so he could take it around the house without losing XP.
I thought it was an interesting video, him showing his setup and everything like that. And I mean, I didn't really watch it with very closely. I just had it to look to see what it was. And I just have like a normal setup, one computer. That's about it. I mean, one screen.
Yeah, I guess what kind of setup do you guys have as well? Aubrey, what kind of setup do you have? Tell us a little bit about it.
I've got two 24-inch monitors and a computer. And I have a laptop too, but it's like really old. I don't really use it other than for school. Probably gonna buy a new laptop soon.
Yeah, didn't he have just a desktop, a laptop, and a TV, or was it two laptops?
It was two
I think it was just
laptops.
laptops.
It
Oh,
was
was it?
two laptops. Two
Oh,
laptops.
Jesus.
Oh, okay.
What does he use them? What
I
does he
think
use the other one for?
the other one's like an old ass laptop. I believe that I don't remember why he said he uses it.
Spreadsheets.
What?
Yeah, I like the video. I'm glad he doesn't upload very frequently because I just like the I don't know how to say it, but you know what I mean. The infrequency of it. Yeah, the novelty.
Yeah, it kind of killed the mystery, but it's a cool setup. It's a bit messy though. For myself, I have two 24-inch laptops, two 20-inch, 24
20,
inch,
24?
24 screens. that are connected to my laptop, but I'm buying a desktop soon.
It was a good video. Me, I have a really bad setup. I just have like a normal laptop. I'm basically using as a desktop because I can't really move it around because the charger is so fucked up. I have to keep it in at all times pretty much. I actually fucked up the keyboard, so I had to manually disconnect it within the laptop, and I'm using an external one.
Holy
So-
piss! That thing is being held together with duct tape.
Yeah.
I thought the video was really cool for sure. You know, it's a very interesting thing. You know, I'm gonna do a video myself of it just because I really liked his video of it that much. For me, I have three 22-inch monitors. It's a lot of fucking real estate. And I also have a laptop. My laptop is kind of like Abra's, and that has to be plugged in at all times. But yeah, for me, I really like my setup. I've got a desktop and a laptop. My laptop pretty much just sits in a backpack now, and then I only use it for when I go to like my girlfriend's or to a friend's or to fuck knows what really.
Adobe does
What?
nothing.
All right, well, moving on. Do you guys have any possible suggestions for new content for Zaya after raids? You know, like, is there any ideas that you guys have that you think would be good that you would like to see? Like, now for me, I'm not really sure what I would like to see, but you know, Zaya being as big as it is, I feel like there's a lot of potential for someone with a creative mind to think of something good to add some more relevancy to some of the more lesser used areas in Zaya. I don't have anything to me that's like, all right, you absolutely should do this to make it better. You know, I guess maybe adding more guilds, perhaps.
Like
Below.
one
Uh, let's see.
hunter.
I don't really see where that would fit too well, would it? All right. Here we go. I want to see like a tree and fruit tree patch in the Hasidious house after getting like 100% favor in it. That's what I want to see. There you go, right it there. Fuck the guilds. I want more trees on. I want some trees on Zaya, regular and fruit.
How about rejuvenating the existing guilds?
What?
Like
How-
the mining guild and
Oh,
crafting
that's
guild?
completely separate. Just keep those where they are and just make them better.
Yeah.
Alright, anyways, I'll keep some of my answer for the next question, but pretty much the only thing that I mentioned last time I was on actually is just a pretty basic, would make it look nice, max guild.
What would you like to see in a max guild?
Well, I mean, so I'm not entirely sure, you know, in terms of what wouldn't be overpowered, so that's why I said just pretty basic, just like make it look nice. Like RS3's max guild is like really good. Definitely wouldn't fit for us.
Yeah, I feel like a max skill could be cool. Crafting guild works pretty well for that though.
Yeah, that's basically how it is.
Yeah, I can't really think of any good content to add to Zaya. Like, I'd much rather just see the main game fleshed out a bit more. Like, once again on Reddit recently, there was asking about where's Menaphos, where's Elf City, Prisonus, where's like the Sanguinesti regions, another one apparently. It'd be cool to see like stuff added to that and like dead content made not dead, that kind of stuff. That's all these updates I like to see more than just, we have an idea for something that might be cool and Zaya shit, so let's add it to Zaya. That's like what everything is now.
Menaphos is especially dead. Ba-doom-tsh.
I would like to see a kind of what they did with the alt fired up quest, if people remember that. Have like beacons all
What's
around
that?
Saya. It's like for the ads, basically the infernal axe. What you have to fill like 15 beacons with logs and light them in within a certain amount of time without teleporting.
Ugh.
So it would be interesting if they could make shit like that another method for fire making, because it's basically just lighting logs right now.
They're doing Wintertod.
Hmm.
Wintertod's skilling boss is supposed to be like mainly fire making.
Oh, okay.
Wonder when they'll next talk about that thing. 'Cause, I mean, we got Last Man Standing here. Then we got the house. Then we have the house updates. Then you got raids. So I
It might
mean,
not be till batch 2. Well,
Yeah,
maybe
it,
it's.
it is in batch 2. I think it's supposed to be
Yeah,
like
I don't know.
September.
okay.
Then I'm thinking that Wintertod is probably going to be more strategy and reaction based instead of just like pumping out raw DPS.
But yeah, I don't. You're not going to be like attacking it with a weapon. I don't think. 'Cause
Well, I
it's
mean, yeah,
supposed to be.
that's what I meant.
Yeah, should be interesting.
Yeah, it's in its own way. Sorry. Next question we have is how do you feel about the current focus on PvP updates? Looking at like Last Man Standing and Dead Man tournaments. When during the Summer Summit, the presentation showed that PvP scored as the lowest in poll results. So this was a topic that we did talk about when the Summer Summit did release, but I mean, we can kind of see that they're focusing a lot more on Last Man Standing, I think, than what we would have anticipated.
Right, so I don't really mind too much, letting them have their content, because honestly they don't get a whole lot of updates that is of the PvP community. But yeah, it's kind of weird that it scored so low, but it's getting all this focus. I guess it's kind of selfish in that it's kind of for publicity for the game, popular streams. But what I'm looking for, which obviously, so PvP was the lowest, I'm looking for more quests. That's what I want. That's what I was going to mention on Zaya. Get some more quests on there for lore or just whatever, just new lines. And I don't know if it would fit on there. I think it could be nice, like a continuation on the champions, the Dragon Slayer, Heroes Quest, Legends Quests. Something past that. I guess you could possibly do more like mapping out of a region, like you did for the Karazi Jungle.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad that they don't do many other skilling updates, to be honest. I'm not really a big fan of PvP, but usually when they try to make a skilling update, it's badly, so.
I'm not a big fan of all this focus on stuff that not many people are interested in. They're just beating a dead horse. Like, I mean, after like 2 weeks of each of the game's modes, like Deadman and all that, it goes to like sub like 50 people on each world and stuff like that. And it's like becoming a waste of time and effort when it could be put somewhere else.
Oh shit. Focus on PvP. I mean, yeah. According to the whole survey thing, people want more skilling updates and all that. And I don't want more skilling updates at all because so far, like every single skilling update we've gotten is just like easy escape. So keep rolling out that fucking PvP, PVM, all that shit. I'm happy with that.
Keep busting out all the salty elegy memes.
Keep them coming.
One thing I know that this is very, very late, but one thing that they need to do to Last Man Standing is add like a priority system, kind of like pest control. When I was doing that shit earlier, I waited, I got skipped over 6 fucking times. I don't know why that just came to me now, but just kind of did. I don't remember what my opinion was when we talked about this last. So that is my answer, as bad as that is. So moving on though, this is kind of a free to play total level requirement worlds have been pulled in the past and they have failed. So, this would be pretty much a world for people that play free to play that can just avoid all of the bots, uh, to my understanding. So, like, are you guys in favor of like a total level world being added to free to play, maybe like level 500 or something like that? Or I don't know. What do you think the ideal requirement would be for free to play?
I think Pawz should take this one off.
Yeah, I think 750 and 1K. If people don't want two worlds, then I think 750 is fine. But I guess probably a bot could pretty easily get 500 total, so I think that's reasonable. And most of the people in free to play, to be honest, that I've seen are just pay to play players who have ran out of membership, and most of them would have the requirement to join, even if it was a high requirement. So that is my opinion.
Yeah, if they're gonna do just one, it should definitely be 750, I think, because 1,000 is like realistically kind of too high. There would be very few people actually on that world at any given time. 500, yeah, feels kind of low, so I feel like 750 is perfect.
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea, having free to play. Now, yeah, you talk about bots being able to get it, but I mean, the free to play bots, they're not gonna focus on trying to getting into a free to play world. Like what kind of effect would this have on resources, Pause? Like, what kind of effect would that have on XP rates if you're able to train in a world that just does not have bots?
Realistically,
so
for me, um, sorry, I think realistically for me, just the only spot that bots really overtake is there's a 3 Willow spot in Remington, and there's always like 50 bots there, and that's the best woodcutting spot in free to play. It's the only one. So, but for other people, I guess like people who mine like Addy or whatever at Alcaherd, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm all for, giving people rewards for their accomplishments, like how there's members, total level worlds, but it's kind of weird that you'd almost want to keep someone free to play, like incentivize that. You should be wanting them to go pay to play.
That is a good point.
They did the same thing on RS3 a long time ago. They had a 1K world, or a couple of them actually, I think. So I don't know. They seem to.
To be fair, in R3 you have access to pretty much all skills, although for some it's only to like level 5 or whatever.
Well, they added this like probably like 2010, maybe even like 2009. I don't even remember. It was a while ago though. It wasn't RS3 at the time.
How many free to play worlds did they have where they were adding in like a total level world to that?
There was actually like quite a lot. I don't know if it was half and half, but there was quite a bit.
Holy shit!
Fucking hell.
Motorcycles today.
Holy shit!
I think I was quicker on the draw that time.
All right. Moving on. So, put this in the chat here. So, question is, have you guys seen penguin suits being used for agility training?
Wait, what?
There's a fucking video right there. Open it up and watch it.
Yeah, I will. That doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah. It's that's why it's being talked about. This is a very unfamiliar and unorthodox thing here by the bull roar man himself, Death by Bow. What do you think about the potential for the multi-skilling with this? Aubrey, I know you said you toyed around with it. Tell us about it a little bit.
Yeah, so Death by Bow messaged me about it yesterday, and you can use them at Brimhaven, and to like basically what they are, like they're the clockwork things you can make in your house. You can make them after the Cold War quest, or at least after starting it or something, and you can carry as many as you want, but you can only set down 5 at once. And when you pick them up, they give 12.5 agility XP, and you can pick up 1 per tick pretty easily. And and then when you pick them up, you have to left click to wind them, and then to release them again is like a drop down, like same as dropping an item. So, you know, you have to wind them, release them, and then pick them up. And when you're picking them up, they like move all over the place and stuff. So it's better if you have them in a small area. And Death by Bow's video is actually doing it like really slowly. I think you could probably do it faster than that if you were pretty quick with AHK and stuff. And for low level agility, it's actually going to be really good XP because even if you fail to pick them up, which you can, you still get the same amount of agility XP per attempt. So failing that's actually kind of better because it makes you have to release them less often. I don't know what the agility rec is on Cold War, but I think it's pretty low. So if you were doing them well, you could probably get like 40, maybe 50k an hour, which is that's pretty high for low level agility. And I tried them at Brimhaven rather than repeating obstacles, just releasing them and picking them up in between waiting for tickets. And I was able to get like nearly the same rates as obstacles, even with a lot of mistakes, but it's so fucking annoying, like clicking them and trying to catch them when they're running all around. I just can't be bothered to do it, but I tried to do them during blackjacking, like releasing them and then picking them up without losing ticks and blackjacking. And then you could release them without losing ticks, but picking them up would lose you 1 tick, so it wasn't really worth it, but if it's worth exploring. There might be some way to use them during other skills to get a little bit of passive agility XP.
I don't think there'll be potential for multi-skilling. I think that'd be too difficult. Depending upon where, unless there's like that one thing that you can do, but there's probably like not much where it would be efficient to do it over anything else.
Pause. Well, he's fucking muted, so take it away,
Oh,
Abra.
sorry. I thought I deleted myself in this question. My bad. Hold on. Yeah, I think that's interesting, but I don't know exactly what you could use it for. Maybe like I don't know what's actually efficient. That's kind of semi AFK.
Redwoods.
Yeah,
No, not
pretty
really.
much.
Bryn 3 bar. No, never mind that one.
Yeah, we'll see.
Alright, so I don't really know about in terms of multi-sculling, but I guess it could be useful just for low-level agility training. It makes me think of, like, way back, pretty much at the release of the old school servers, that people were using toy mice, and then they massively nerfed it, like, a week or two later.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure toy mice were 15 XP and these are 12.5 and they never even touched these. So they're like almost as good.
It's definitely interesting, you know. I just love that in 2016 we're still kind of exploring the potential of other skilling methods that have been in the game and somewhat unnoticed that do kind of have potential like this. I mean, you know, if you look at some of the things like the swamp tar herb methods that have sprouted out here in 2016, like there's shit out there that we don't know. I know it. You know, having great innovators and pioneers like Death by Bow, we will find new methods like this. And maybe there is something out there to where this could work. You know, that would be really cool if it did.
Yeah, there's
Work for
definitely, I
something.
mean, possibly during Hunter. I'm not sure. There's sometimes downtime waiting for chins, isn't there?
Yeah,
Once in a
although
while.
when that happens, I just make bolts.
Yeah.
Darts.
Alright, so moving on, there was a post on Reddit. Now, we're not going to talk about do we think there should be a 200 mil cape or not. This is just how do you think that these 200 mil capes look that were posted on Reddit? So in here they showed the agility, herblore, and thieving. So these pretty much look it has like the same design as the max cape, but with you know the nice little icon on the. It's pretty much if like the max cape and the skill cape got together and had a kid. This is
Same
that
color
cape.
theme.
Yeah, yeah. So how do you think they look?
I think they look pretty good. I mean, I want to see what the Smith cape looks like for selfish purposes, because I've been waiting for what that would look like. and hopefully it would come eventually. But yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I think they look amazing. They're, yeah, what Randy said, like a child of the max cape and a skill cape. But yeah, I don't think it would be a lot of time though. Like, you already have the model. I don't really know what the process is of recoloring, but yeah, they said that it would have to be a personal project. So I hope we can see them in the future sometime.
Yeah, I think they look great. I don't see, yeah, like you said, why it would take so long. Like they're adding all these other capes or yeah, other cosmetic stuff. So
Yeah, I think they look great as well. I guess it would also kind of make you even more than already want to chase 200 mils.
Yeah, I was very, very impressed when I saw these. It it just looks and feels right. I really like it a lot. The guy who did it, SIM card, great fucking job. This looks really, really nice, man. I really like it a lot.
Yeah, I like them. I think if they were gonna do 200 mil capes, I'd like them to look exactly like that. So support. I think they look great.
I guess he should just finish them for the rest of them and just literally send them the files so they don't have to complain about, oh, it'd be a lot of dev time.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they could, just going off of these three, they could very easily, they would know what to do for the other things. It looks pretty straightforward. Take the, yeah. I think these look absolutely amazing, and I'm just like salivating at the mouth thinking about Wes designing these. Be fucking awesome.
So I would assume it would have the skill cape perk, since it's past 99, but do you think it would have any sort of like upgraded perk?
I
Or
wouldn't
just
think
be purely cosmetic?
purely
Yeah, I doubt that
purely
passes it,
purely cosmetic. Like I can't think of a perk that it would give to where like you would use that perk. I mean, like you're done with the skill.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah, shit. Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's not
Although,
really
to be fair,
any.
look at the crafting cape.
I
Just
mean,
saying.
what would you 200 mil crafting teleport you at the bank as opposed to 7 tiles away from the bank? Like that, I guess that's a perk that comes to mind. But like, I
Then on the
really.
mining cape too, please. Thanks.
Well, what about the Herblore cape? You get 2 pestilent mortars?
Full inventory, dude.
Hey, we gotta talk about the
Excel
fletching
custom
one with the
order.
nice. How about the con one? Can't think of anything good for that.
Unlimited
you could just
teleports.
you just increase the amount of
Oh,
teleports.
unlimited teleports. That would be nice.
Oh, or unlimited, yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's worth the 2.5 bill it takes. All right. All right. So let's move on then to the next question that we have here. What have you guys been working on during the podcast, and what are your guys' future goals for the game?
Okay, I didn't know if the question was done. I've been doing Hunter, and I finally gave in to the bullies, and I'm 3-ticking.
Oh yeah.
I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do, because originally I was going to get back to farming, but now that there might be a pet, got to find something else to do. Maybe just keep going on Hunter. But I'll probably be going for General Hunter and farming, like, within the year. Besides that, I don't really know. Maybe some skill hopping.
I was one of Abra's bullies. I am. I'm hunting myself. 163 mil, inching closer. Thinking about 3 weeks or so until 200 mil. So that will be awesome when I get there.
Been mainly runecrafting during this podcast. Get 42 mil now. I'm doing Herblore. Probably get 50 mil. Future goals. 50 mil all scaling pets, and make a lot of tweets on Twitter. Good tweets, not a lot of tweets.
Make a lot of Twitter.
Yeah.
I've been AFK in Redwoods because I can.
Inefficient.
And inefficient, I know. It happens. And future goals, hopefully not get cleaned. But that's
yeah.
probably going to be inevitable.
Yeah, for those of you who are watching this stream here, Ace will be going on a staking adventure. He's going to be very, very reckless and just staking shit out way.
During the podcast, I've been doing Broomhaven agility and future goals. I guess I'd like to go for agility and fishing. We'll see how it goes. I want to get a nice fat ticket stack.
Why not runecrafting anymore?
I don't know. I got it to 20 mil, and I just felt like doing. I haven't really felt like doing it since then. And
Not
just
long-term
agility and fishing
efficient.
has been more fun.
Yeah, okay.
I have been burying bones during the stream, specifically big bones. And
Big fan. Big bow.
Hey, what's the prayer XP per hour on that?
the EHP rate is 43k. Normally I average probably like 41. But my future goals, I am working towards. Well, actually, after I hit 90, which is what I'm working on right now, I'll be 90 base free to play. So that's nice, and I'm under 400 hours to max, so probably will be hitting
Nice.
it next month sometime.
Oh, that's good shit. Hey, Aubrey, you've been doing a whole lot of Brimhaven agility. Tell us a little bit about that. You know, what are some things that you've enjoyed about it, or some struggles? I mean, it's definitely the most advanced thing to do for agility in this game. Tell us a little bit about it.
I find it really fun. I wouldn't have done agility if it weren't for Brimhaven. Like, definitely not. I would have saved Artie for just like low effort training if I wanted to like something semi AFK or whatever. That's why I was thinking, you know, like RC. But now that I'm enjoying Brimhaven so much, that's why I want to do agility and fishing. As far as like the way it took me, like, well, I spoke to Jebram directly. Like, I asked him if we could talk over Skype sometime. We talked for like 2.5 hours, and he came in game on his on one of his old school accounts, and like showed me around and stuff. And it took a while to learn. Maybe, yeah, I'd say like 10-15 hours before I was pretty comfortable with it, and I'm still like ironing things out as time goes on. I might be talking to him again after podcast. It's been a few weeks. See if he has any improvement suggestions for me. But yeah, I find it fun. Like, you have to think about what you're doing a bit. It's not just running in circles, and it is faster than Artie. I usually get like at least 66k an hour, including tickets. So, and with RNG, it can be as good as even like 68, maybe higher. But yeah, I think I can expect to average about 66k, 67 over the long term.
Make guide, please.
Yeah, I might try to. It's like really complicated, but I'll try at some point.
That's some good shit. Do you?
Oh, you talked about stored XP. Are you gonna store thieving XP with skirk juices?
We'll see. I don't know about that. It would be cool to try to do like the most ridiculous stored XP record ever, like 100 mil agility, 100 and I don't even know how much. I guess I could store like all of thieving XP. Yeah, I don't know. If
then you could do all of cooking as well.
Yeah.
Then if you want to do that, you could also do the one click. Basically, you set up stuff, whatever, and on your way running there, you could make darts.
Just to add a little bit on it as well, you could hop over to pest control. You know,
Oh my God.
1,000 pest control points saved up.
Oh yeah, you
fuck, I hate
can't
that
store
minigame.
infinite, so yeah, that's not really too worth mentioning.
Awesome. All right, holy shit. So, I'm going to post here in the chat this is going to be the other emote that I will be having. It's the anti-e-dating thing emote that'll be coming out. I did hit 50 subscribers on Twitch today. Very blessed.
But
Thank you. Two new emotes are going to be Rand E-Date and Rand Big Fan. And this no to anti-e-dating movement that we have started with this emote. It'll take Twitch a couple days to approve of everything, but that will be the emote will be coming along with Big Fan. That's designed by Evan Andrew H. Uh, can't even begin to thank you enough because these things look absolutely amazing. Um, he also has a YouTube channel. Check him out. YouTube.com/Evan Andrew H. Uh, Zaya. He has a Zaya only account as well as a whole bunch of quest guides as well. I know that I use his shit for Monkey Madness too, but really appreciate that, man. Thank you. All right, so let's move on then. So the OS Buddy Pro giveaway winner was Axiolix. Um, I talked to him before the podcast. He follows me on Twitter. So I'll be giving him the codes for that. So for this now, we're gonna be having another 3-month OS Buddy Pro code giveaway. All you got to do is be a subscriber to me on YouTube and leave a comment on the video with the keyword hashtag stop e-dating. Also, want to give a shout out to Optrix Eye Drops. We are finally exposing a few of our Hexis methods, and that's one of them. Also, clan you guys should check out is the Eager Beavers clan. I will put their link in the Twitch chat here. They are an all-around clan, pretty heavily focused on dead man mode with a extremely active team speak as well. So give them a look, the Eager Beavers. All right. So let's move on to another question we have. So, what are your guys' thoughts on people voting no to updates that don't affect them? A good thing like that would be me voting no to helping out Dead Man. I'm sorry, not Dead Man, Iron Man. Sorry, I get them mixed up. Hate them both. But like mains voting to updates for peers and things like that. What do you think?
Well, it would be stupid to try to restrict polls to only certain demographics to be able to vote. Like the idea of a poll system is that everybody gets their say. So everybody gets their say.
We
That's how
pay,
I want
we
to do
say.
it.
I mean, this is the whole point of the polling system. Get a lot of a big range of feedback. So I don't know, if you don't want to see it in the game, then vote no. Don't hold it against someone.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Matto and Aubrey. They it's everybody gets to have their say. I mean, we're all playing it, so we all should get our say, what we want, what we don't want, regardless of if we are an Iron Man or if we are a main or whatever.
One thing that let's say, for example, you as a main vote no to an update for a peer, and then months down the line, you decide to make a peer, like when you do vote no for that, you are. I don't know what I'm trying to say really, but I'm just hoping that you guys are smart enough to imagine the rest of what I was going with that. I'm fucking tired. It's 3 o'clock. I've been up all night.
Alright, so yeah, you can obviously vote no to things that don't affect you as long as you're not voting in spite. That's pretty much it. Because I'll vote to help people out, even if it won't ever be something that I do. Like, if I see an Iron Man thing that's I've heard a lot of them they want, sure, I'll help them out. But if I vote no to something like an Iron Man poll, it's not because it's Iron Man, it's because I don't think it's good for the ethics of the game or for the game mode.
morals.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on, it's a big question here, so take it a little slow here. So, do you think that there's a place for old school RuneScape in the world of esports and competitive gaming? It seems like the team is trying to crack the glass ceiling, with like last man standing and dead man mode. Do you think the team is investing a lot of time into things like this, um, to try to make it appeal as an esport? And do you think that it's good for old school RuneScape's long-term growth?
I mean, so far it has been good for the game. Like, it's drawn a lot of new players, even if the content hasn't really been that good. So it definitely has potential. Um, as far as like the game engine does not support a highly competitive, highly skill-based PvP type of game. It just doesn't. And I don't think any kind of engineering is going to make it work unless they want to like overhaul the combat system, which they don't want to do. So I don't really know what to expect. We'll see where it goes in the future. I don't know if Dead Minute's ever not going to be dead after 2 weeks. I have concerns that Last Minute Standing is going to be a dead minute game very quickly, but we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think it has a place in esports and competitive gaming. It's just not like 1v1 or like 5v5. There's not like a mass battle basically where you're fighting each other. Like there is the PvP section which you can watch like wars and stuff for that. Like but the last man standing and dead man mode, the content for that is probably like very minimal because it's just gonna die after a little while. It gets old after a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree. Does anyone know what the Colosseum content is going to be? Because I think it's the same
Like
as
a
like
glorified
Gladiator,
duel
or
arena. I don't know.
I think it was like a
maybe they could do
glorified
something with
dual
that.
tournament.
But yeah, but nonetheless, it's shit like Deathman mode with the final hour and shit like that. It's very good exposure for the game because I remember that Bodhi had like 43 a peak 43k viewers. Like the old school stream had like 30 something. So nonetheless, it's good exposure for the game and it will help the long term growth.
All right. Yeah, I think this is definitely a big motivator for this is trying to attract a lot of new players, and things like Dead Man Mode and Last Man Standing are the type of things that are going to get a lot of publicity, going to draw in a lot of people, and ultimately add a bunch of players to the game. So absolutely, I think it's good for the long-term growth. I don't really think Old School RuneScape is an esport, like has really any kind of esport potential. However, uh, but I do think that they are doing what is great for the long-term growth of the game.
Yeah, I agree with Randy on all of those points. But I just like to say that healing is an esport. So
Got a non-RuneScape question here. So something that has been just sweeping the entire fucking world and internet, it seems, is Pokemon Go. So have any of you guys played it, and what do you think about it?
I haven't played it. My girlfriend plays it, so I've seen like a little bit of the gameplay and I've watched some videos and shit of it. It looks pretty cool, but it feels like it's so basic. Like you literally just catch Pokemon and they're on the map on a GPS. And like the concept is cool, but it's so limited right now that it doesn't really attract me that much.
They got
Like maybe
added
if it has a
trading
bit
and
more
battles.
gameplay, like competition, rankings, that kind of stuff, I might be more into it or something. I don't know. And also, I've heard that servers are really bad. The app is kind of buggy and stuff.
I have not played it. I have no interest in playing it. It's just not something I'm interested in. I mean, I've watched it on stream a few times when Ice was streaming, but that's it because it's just funny to watch him go around and not really do Pokemon Go content.
Yeah, I think it's a fun game. I do not play it though, but I've walked around with a few friends. But yeah, I watched all of PewDiePie's videos on Pokemon Go. They were fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I've been watching this too.
Have you seen the Gyarados one?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh.
I guess I'll check that out.
Yeah, his videos are very good.
Yeah, he's less cringe than he used to be.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't do it. As I always say, like all you do is go around and catch Pokemon. I don't really like that. I mean, I've been told that there's gonna be updates coming to it, like being able to trade with people, being able to battle people. I mean, currently all you have to do is like battle gyms, which kind of seems pretty fucking lame for the most part. Um, you know, my mom made a really good point. She said she thinks that Pokemon Go is going to, or she said like something like Pokemon Go has had like a much more positive effect on child obesity than anything that Michelle Obama has tried doing over the last 8
Yeah, I've seen
years.
people say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it's great for like the world in general. Like it gets people going outside. It's like a lot of people just like socialize again on the street now.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So in that respect, I like it a lot, even though I don't play it.
Yeah,
Antisocial.
I will say though, all of the Pokemon Go hype did pretty much spark a little fire in me to want to play Pokemon Fire Red. Those of you that saw the streams, if you go put in the chat $PKMN, it'll link you to the emulator and ROM that I used to play. That was a lot of fun, though. I mean, you know, I'm sitting here. I was able to hunt with my mouse while simultaneously being able to play Pokemon with my keyboard. You know, like I didn't have to interact with the client or anything like that. And I thought that it was a whole lot of fun for sure.
I have not played it. It looks okay. I don't really think I will end up playing it though. And yeah, it's definitely good for getting people out there, walking, you know, exercise, whatever, and also just great for meeting new people.
Named after a Pokemon, but no interest in playing Pokemon Go.
I used to like it a lot more. I just still have the name in homage to when I originally had it back in like 2002. Back then, I had like 300 hours on Sapphire.
I saw Ginge was playing something earlier today, and he had like 530 hours on it. All right. So, taking a look here, what are your guys' thoughts on slaying with a with Proslate and a V? Now, this is something Aubrey and I were looking at before the stream. You know, like slaying with like Proslate and a V skirt as opposed to like full bandos, for example.
I'm cheap, so I'm part of the, you know, using Proselyte and Varric instead of Vanos. I can't really be asked to prayer flick, so I would hate to spend all the additional money on those prayer pots.
Yeah, I mean it's absolutely worth using bandos as opposed to proselyte. You get quite a nice increase in DPS. You know, like if you look at one thing that we've had Razor do quite a few tests on is comparing like an arc light and full bandos to like a whip and prosy on a black demons task, and he's averaging 49k Slayer XP per hour on black demon tasks, and he's getting 15% more melee XP than what he previously did. And he is, I mean, like your cannon accuracy, what was it, Aubrey? It dropped like from 83% to 78% or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, even if you looked at it from like a whip and bandos, it's still like a 10% increase in XP per hour. absolutely fucking worth using, especially if you have a lot of money, and even more so if you use another account to play. Uh, Bandos is so fucking good. You save, I think it's something like 60. Now, I don't know if this math is right. I just heard it from someone who I assumed knew what they were talking about. It's like 60 hours or so that a player would save on the way to 200 mil using Bandos as opposed to Proselyte.
You know how
So,
much more you'd spend?
mm, I'm not sure, but 0 times GP.
Yeah, I wouldn't use Prosy in Vscare, but I'm probably gonna use Prosy Top and Tacits. I suppose.
I don't understand why people do that though.
Why? For the extra strength bonus.
Like so little, and you're just getting rid of prayer bonus and.
That's true, but yeah.
Depends whether it
Don't
gives
know.
you another max hit or not. 2 prayer or 2 strength bonuses and
Yeah,
always give you a max hit.
you'd have to really pay attention to that, because it could just be a waste
Well,
of stat.
not
I
with
guess it would at certain
the
levels since
new
you're
dummy that's coming. You can check your max hits.
Right? Yeah. You
Yeah.
can check that.
since you're ranging between 5 strength levels. Usually, if you're potting, I guess it would be better at some levels. Yeah, I don't know, like all my 99 Slayer, I did Bandos post 99. I've all done with Proselyte V Skirt. Like the benefit of Bandos seems so small, but I don't know the actual numbers of it. I've been curious about that for a while. Like, you know, how much does it increase your XP per hour? How much more does it cost? So it's hard to say. I don't plan to do any more Slayer anytime soon. That's for sure.
So moving on to the next question. Trickle used to self-proclaim call himself the guardian and preserver of the old school field, but who do you think now best fits that as the guardian of the old school feel?
I'll volunteer for that.
What?
He's saying himself.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
gladly
go.
guard and preserve the old school feel.
I'm gonna go with Aubrey too.
Basalt.
Heard he made an appearance today on TeamSpeak.
Yep. I'm not going with the meme that Trickle started. Fuck you, Trickle. I would have to say Gingbino.
Yeah, he's a good one. I would support that.
Oh, yeah, you know, I was kind of sitting here between Ginge and Ned, kind of on the fence now, but I think I'm going to go with Ned as the new guardian and preserver of the old school feel.
Isn't he like super into Altscape and shit?
Nope, doesn't play on and all.
I don't do anything old school. Brimhaven's old school, man. Super old school.
Yeah, 4D mining with Prospector and shit like that is very old school.
Extremely old school.
Hey, it technically was, well, the 3-tick part was old school. But, alright, so Aubrey, someone had a question for you. They are asking you if your maxing guide is outdated at all, or is that still like the most efficient way to max?
As far as I can remember, it's still generally relevant. Like, do thieving and fishing early, especially fishing. Get Questcape and Diary done, like, as you get the levels and stuff.
Where do you have Hunter?
I had Hunter as early on, though
Okay.
Nowadays it might be better to wait until Western Province hard.
Mm-hmm.
Or even
But I don't remember exactly when I made that vid, whether...
Or even 2K total?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Are there any other videos that you have planned anytime soon?
On that topic?
Just in general, like for fishing skilling, I guess?
I'm planning to make another mining related guide, like for going more into the specifics of 3-tick mining to like add on to my mining guide that I just made. Eventually I want to do a Brimhaven guide. I want to do a guide for the like cutting, kneading plus tar fishing method too, because a lot of people have been asking for that.
Can you make an herblore guide, please?
Already have one, dude.
Crafting.
Got that too.
Oh shit.
Throw your money in the GE and cry. That's how you do it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, I plan on making a Black Chin hunter guide sometime around within the next couple of weeks before I finish 200 mil. Just because it really pains me to see so many people not fuck.
Go to bed, Randy.
You know, it has been over 24 hours. But I mean, like, people have a lot more potential than what they really realize. And you know, I know that Aubrey, in your hunter guide that you have, you're hunting black chins at like the southern spot on the hill.
Is that bad?
It's just an absolute fucking ass sword into like
Why
it.
is it so bad?
All right, so there's two spots on the hill that one should use. You would call them the northeast spot and the southwest spot. The southern spot and northwest spot are god awful. The northwest spot on its own is the worst, and the one on the south part is really terrible if someone else is on the hill, like for both people, that is, because like the southernmost chin there is like the King Roamer chin, and it's just real bad. Like I think half the people that hunt there got it from your video.
Mm. Yeah, my hunter guide is so as far as my guides go, I'd say. It also, like, it didn't really take into account the Western Province's red chin area either. I don't know if it was even out before or after Diaries, but yeah.
Yeah, I have no clue how old it was. But I mean, I still refer people to it even today, for sure.
Yeah, well, hopefully you do make a guide on black chins, because you obviously know a lot more about it than I do.
I mean, I'm certainly no expert by any means, but I mean, if you look at the...
If you do, I'll refer people to it from my hunter guide, definitely.
Oh, awesome. Is there a video or a pic that shows the correct blackton spot? I'll be making a video shortly about that sometime within the next 2 weeks. Look for that to drop. And I mean, I'm definitely open to feedback on it if people don't feel that it's the best thing possible. Yeah, Zoid, I was definitely going to talk to a few people that I think know what they're doing just as well, if not more than me. But that's pretty much going to wrap up this podcast, Hexis podcast number 43. Next podcast is going to be planned for... Oh, fuck, I'm moving that weekend. Yeah, I don't know. Stay tuned for more announcements on when that's going to be. It'll be maybe August 5th, which is on a Friday. Follow me on Twitter at RandalicioursRS to get updates on what's going to be going on with that. And I guess that's gonna fucking do it. See you guys next time.
Don't forget to host me.
Spreadsheets.
Bye.
See ya.